Hi, everybody. How are you doing this evening? How is everyone doing? Hi, I'm Jeanette from Booty West Sewing and Crafts. For those of you guys that are new and stuff, welcome to my channel. And if you're new, please subscribe and stuff. I see we have so many people over here already online and stuff. And I know this is a hot topic that a lot of people have reached out to me about and people have been asking a lot about. So I have thought about it and I have a whole bunch of stuff to share with all you guys to start talking about embroidery businesses and stuff like that. So I see a lot of people out there, and just know I will look through the chat at the end. Okay. For the last two happy hours, I know I had talked a lot for like 2 hours. So I like to respect people's time. So what I am going to do is I'm going to try my best to try to hit this topic for about a whole hour. And as I always like to look at the chat. I always like to say hi to everybody and answer any questions and stuff that you guys have. So I'm just gonna start talking, and I'm just gonna start letting you guys, talk about embroidery businesses. Okay. So one of the things that I wanted to do was to talk about, the embroidery business. For those folks that are trying to think about, going into, this segment, of owning a business, and not even embroidery business. I really want to touch about owning your own business in general. Okay. Now, I wanted to, just give you guys some things that for you to think about, as you're starting to, think about what you want to do. And, that way you guys can get everything covered and stuff. And also, I want to share with you my experience as well. As some of you guys know, I do own a Etsy shop, and, I owned two companies. One of them is, Unique Designs for You, and I also own Latina Stitches and Company. Latina Stitches and Company is the latest company that I created. It's still under development, and I'm hoping to launch it by the end of this year. One of the things that I like to do is I always like to plan everything whenever I do things. I am a planner. So I want to share some of the things that I do whenever I'm thinking about, starting a new venture in my life and stuff like that. So one of the things that you really have to focus on is your vision. Okay. You really want to talk, think about and kind of like talk to yourself, because that's that's usually what I do. Is I talk to myself and I go, okay, what is it you want to do? Like, what is your vision? Where do you see this business going? Okay. Now, while I'm bringing out these points, I'm going to talk to you guys about the Etsy shop that I have, which is Unique Designs for You. And one of the things that I was thinking about when I started that was, it was embroidery was something that I was really interested in. I really liked it. And I liked creating things. The thing is that, sometimes what happens is you're creating and you're creating and you're creating, and then you end up with a bunch of stuff, right? And it's good stuff because it's good quality stuff. So one of the things that I was thinking was, okay, well, maybe someone will buy them. But then next thing you know, it was like, wait a minute, this is turning into a business because I'm actually creating stuff and then I'm selling it and stuff. So I started to think to myself, like, okay, well, what is it that you want to do? Where do you want to go with this? So I'm still working full time, and I will be retiring in about 4 years. So one of the things that I was thinking was, what am I going to do with my life after I'm done working, right? And I'm retired. So I thought, well, I'm going to start a second career. I want to do something totally different than what I was doing before. Okay. I work in computers. And one of the things that I wanted to do was I just want to do something totally different. And, I really gravitated to sewing and embroidering. And this is like now my thing of what I want to do. So you have to think about your long-term goals and your short-term goals. So right now, my short-term goals, which I consider short-term goals, something from like it can be from 1 week to 5 years. Anything beyond 5 years, I consider that to be like a long-term goal. So right now I'm looking at short-term goals. My goal right now is to make sure that I master my craft, that I am looking at the products that I'm developing and I am excelling in them. Okay. Because like I said, when you get into business, and you guys have heard me say this in the past, whenever I am working on someone's order, it needs to be of high quality. Okay. Because if you just create stuff and you're not really paying attention to the quality of the item that you are selling, chances are you may lack in a lot of repeat customers. Okay. People know quality stuff. I know I do. I know that when I buy something and it's good quality, chances are I'm going to go and I'm going to buy that same product, or I will go to the same person to purchase another item because I know that the quality I'm going to receive, I've already experienced that. So, my whole focus right now is really excelling in my craft, knowing everything that I possibly can know, practice as much as possible, and do it in a way where I know that it's solid. Okay. So when you are thinking about building your business and stuff, what you need to do is think about what is it that you want to be solid in? What is the product that you want to push out, that you want to excel in? Okay. Now, the thing is, there, especially when it comes to the world of embroidery, there are so many different aspects to it. Okay. There are so many things that you can embroider, and you can actually get very overwhelmed and you can become lost. Okay, what'll happen is, you can come out and say, okay, I'm going to sell hats. The next thing you know, you're selling shirts, and then you're selling scarves, and then you're embroidering this, and then you're embroidering that, and before you know it, it's kind of like you kind of lost focus of what your product, your niche should be. Okay. So I did a video a while back about finding your niche, which is kind of like find the passion. What is it that you like doing? What is it that you enjoy? Because usually that is what's going to be your thing. It's going to be what you are really excelling in. Me personally, I love the kitchen towels. I love the dinner napkins. That is really my thing. Can I embroider other stuff? Yeah, absolutely. I can do shirts, I can do sweaters, I can do jackets, I can do hats. Is it my favorite thing to do? Not really. I'll do it, but my thing is the kitchen towels and the dinner napkins. I just love making those. And they're for several reasons I like making them. I like them because I feel that you can be very, very creative on a kitchen towel. And to me, a kitchen towel is something that you see that in almost every home. In every home, you always walk into the kitchen, you always see a towel hanging. And I just feel that, in a way, it's kind of not the actual focal point of the kitchen, but it kind of, especially for the person that's in the kitchen a lot, kind of means a lot to them. So to me, it's if I can make it as special as possible, like personalizing it or creating a design that really, can go well with a person's personality and their decor, their pride, and all that kind of stuff. It's just something that to me I feel is really cool, because I know my mom loves her kitchen towels. Okay. Unfortunately, though, because I make them, she has like six all over the place. Okay. That's why, I try not to send them to her, but every time she sees a new kitchen towel in my shop, she gets pissed because I don't send her the new towels. So she has like a stack of them. I mean, I don't know what else she's gonna do with these towels. Honestly, it's just like she kind of cracks me up. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So you have to find what your niche is. Okay. Once you know exactly what it is that you want to do, think about what is it that you want this business to be. Okay. Do you have an idea if you want it to be like a small little shop that you run as a side hustle, Or is this something that is going to be your bread and butter? Is this something that you want to expand? Okay. Not everybody idea is the same. Okay. It's kind of like I bought a shirt from one of you know my fellow you know friends that embroider. And one of the shirts that I got is "My success looks different." Okay. So your definition of what a business is can be different from someone else. Okay. So don't, the way I look at it is you have to figure out what it is that you want and what is it that you envision it to be. That is what your goal should be. I mean, you don't have to have like this huge company and a big chain, okay, to be successful and stuff like that. So, just think about what it is that you want, what your expectations are when you want to own a business, how big, how small you want it to be. Think about the products that you want to offer and stuff. Also, think about your customer base as well. What is the target audience that you want to your product to be for? Okay. Like some people love to do birthday shirts. So of course their target audience is the kids, the children, right? And it's not just the children, the parents too, because of course the children don't got no money. It's the parents that actually buy it. But some people like to focus on children's clothes and stuff like that. Some people like to focus on homes, okay? So when you focus on homes, you want to look at the different types of decor styles that are out there. Some people like modern, some people like country style, farm style and all that kind of stuff. Think about, are you after the automobile industry? Do you want to cater more to men versus women? Like hats. Do you like hat wear? If that's the case, when you create your hats, do you want the hats to be focused on adults? Do you want it to be focused on children? Some people just don't want to do the kids. They want to focus on the babies, like the newborns and all that kind of stuff. So think about that also, like when you trying to look at your products and stuff. Who is it that you're trying to sell to? Okay. And try to target on that. Now, also don't think that I'm saying that, just because you start with babies that you can't grow and expand and hit other target audiences. Yes, you can. However, what I am saying is when you are starting out, okay, you're pretty new at this. What you want to do is you want to start small and you take your baby steps, okay? And as you start to become successful in certain areas, then you can start branching out on other areas. Because if you take the whole ocean all at once, then what's going to happen is you can kind of lose focus and really not excel in a certain area before expanding to others. Okay, I hope I'm making sense and stuff. The other thing that you should really do is research. Research what you want to offer, what product you want to offer, and see who else has that same product and how are they pricing their products? What are their designs looking like? What's selling? What's not selling? You can learn a lot by just doing a search on Etsy. Okay. When I was looking at my kitchen towels, right? Of course, just like anything else, what it is you have to say, okay, what do other people have out there? And what is it that about your product that's going to be so different that people are going to want to buy from you? Okay. So you have to like look at the type of designs, then see what type of designs you can come up with to make your item unique. All right. My kitchen towels, I like to focus a lot on the Hispanic community. Okay. So a lot of times, like, I'll just, a lot of my best selling towels are La Cocina de Abuela, which is, grandma's kitchen in Spanish. That sells a lot. Okay. I sell a lot of those. And I also sell a lot of personalized Spanish kitchen towels. I also, because I do the Spanish kitchen towels, I have a lot of customers that do reach out to me that want like maybe a certain design that I have on a kitchen towel and they just want me to change the whole wording differently. which I can do. It's not a problem, but just something to think about, okay? Because what it is you don't want to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. In a way, it's kind of like you are, but the thing is, you're putting your own little special touch to it. So you want yours to be unique in such a way that people are going to be like, oh, I like that, I like that, I like that. And I'm like, oh, I got to have that. You know what I'm saying? So think about your design, think about the quality, think about how you're going to market it too. Marketing is really, really important. Okay, it's how you get your name out there. A lot of people use social media to go ahead and draw a lot of people to their businesses. Also, don't just think about online marketing. Also, think about your local area as well. Okay. Sometimes what you can do is if in your community they have like some kind of newsletter or something like that, you can put a little ad in there, letting people know you have an embroidery business and stuff like that. A lot of times people focus on the online store and they seem to forget that you can sell local. I mean, I make a killing selling local, trust me. I mean, especially during the Christmas holidays. I mean, I have to turn down orders because I just don't have enough time. So a lot of times people, they forget about that. They just say, "Oh, I want to open up an Etsy shop." And that's great, but also think about what's around you as well. Look at Facebook Marketplace also. Facebook Marketplace is another great place for you to sell locally, and also you can ship as well. So that's just something else to think about as well. Think about your pricing strategy too. That is something that a lot of people have difficulty with, especially when it comes to embroidery, because embroidery requires so much detail, right? You have to think about your time, you have to think about your stabilizer, you have to think about your thread, and then there's other factors, the cost of your machine. Think about the electricity, okay? Because that machine is pulling electricity. So it's not like you can turn it on and just go. You know what I'm saying? So that's a cost, okay? It's kind of like an indirect cost that you really don't normally see, but it is coming out of your pocket. So you have to think of all these things when you're pricing your items. Look at what other people are pricing the items of what you are trying to sell, and then see if you can somehow always go, you can meet their high mark, or maybe sometimes go a little bit in the middle. I never recommend that you sell stuff at a loss. It's not worth it. Um, Now, there is a strategy though that some people do at times. They do this. I think somebody did this once. I think it was a famous lady. She used to sell face cream. I don't know if she started with a C or something. I forgot her name. They did a movie about her. But I remember she was trying to sell some face cream, or I think it was a hair product or something like that. And nobody was buying it. And what she did was she gave out samples, right? And people ended up loving the product. And next thing you know, they ended up buying her products, right? Because they loved it so much. In those situations, I could see, because that's part of marketing, it's part of advertising and stuff like that. Embroidery is different, okay? Embroidery, you can embroider something for free, but what ends up happening is that is not really a consumable item that people would say, "Oh, I ran out and I'm gonna go get another one." I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but it's like, if I give you a hat and you embroider it, well, the hat's embroidered and I'm good to go. The only time I would actually go to you is if I needed another hat embroidered. It's not like with what the lady was selling with the cream and everything. The Once the cream is gone, you need another one, right? So it's not, it's just different. So be careful with that. I don't, me personally, I just don't do it. I don't work for free. I tell people right off the bat, absolutely not. I don't finagle with my prices either. That's just how I am. I don't care if people get mad, they get mad. I mean, it's no skin off my back. The reason why I don't like to finagle on prices is because I know my worth. I know my worth. I know my expenses. I have a sheet, a price sheet that I use where I calculate how much my stabilizers cost me, my thread, everything. And I will go ahead and I will say, this is my price. And if people come and say, oh, I can get this done somewhere cheaper, I just go, well, then that's great. Just go right ahead. And I just will not do that. I also, I tell people you got to be careful with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. So this is my fear. This is one of the reasons why I will not do that. I First of all, I already know upfront my price that I give the folks is fair, okay? I'm not My intention is not to rob people blind, okay? It's not like I want your house or anything like that, okay? I want what is fair to the customer, but I also need something to be fair to me as well, okay? And the way I look at it is, if you come back and then you're trying to finagle me, you're taking money out of my pocket. And the way I look at it is, if I come out and I say, okay, the shirt to embroider would be $15. Then you come back and you say, well, no, I want to pay 12. Well, my thing is, especially if you're local, okay, let's say I do it for 12. The next thing you know, that customer will come out and talk to the other person and say, oh, you can go to her. She'll embroider that for you. She's going to quote you a price. All you do is finagle with her and she'll lower the price. People do that. I'm telling you. So that's why, to me, it's like I just don't have patience for that. So I just say, this is my price. Take it or leave it. I think it's fair. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Only one time did somebody try to lower my price, and I said it's not happening, and they were just like, okay, fine, and I just didn't do the order. Everyone else, I look at the item and then I go, okay, this is how much it'll be. And and the thing is too, is that I don't just come out and say this is how much it is and leave it at that, okay? I actually have a conversation with the customer, okay? I like to explain the process. I like to tell them, okay, this is the thread that I'm going to use. It's going to require this much stabilizer. It's going to take this long to stitch out. Your design has these many stitches, okay? Because I want the customer to understand why something is a certain price, okay? And you have to remember also, when you're in the embroidery business, customers sometimes don't know that. They don't know the work that goes behind those needles, all right? They don't understand the whole process. So you have to take the time to educate them, so that way they can understand why certain things cost a certain price, okay? Like, they don't understand color changes. They don't understand that, or even a little design, depending on how it's digitized and how much detail they want, it could be thousands of stitches. They also don't understand that sometimes you have to order special thread, okay? Especially if they have a small font. You can't use a 40 weight thread. You have to get 60 weight thread. And not only do you have to change the weight of the thread, you also have to go ahead and change the needle size as well. That costs money. That means you have to buy extra needles just for that project, okay? So there's a lot of things that you have to explain to the customer, so that way they have a thorough understanding, okay? Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you guys is budget. When you're first starting out on the business side of things, and you're looking, you say, okay, I want to start an embroidery business. You have to think about how much is it that you're willing to invest money wise to start this business. The most expensive thing right off the bat, in the very beginning, everybody knows, is the machine, okay? There are a lot of people that have started successful embroidery businesses just by owning a single needle machine with a 4x4 hoop and a 5x7 hoop. So if you have one of those 4x4 or 5x7s, don't think that, oh, the dream is out of reach because I need this huge monster machine. That is not true. A lot of people start with the small machine. Okay. I started with the small machine, and I still have the small machine, and I still use the small machine. So don't think that, oh, I have the small machine and it's out of the woodwork for me. That is not true. Okay. There's a lot of things that you can do with that small machine. And then once your business starts to grow and you start to make profit, you can take that profit, you can turn it around, and you can invest on a better machine if you want to. Okay. So, think about that. Think about also, when you're talking about the budget, you also want to think about your equipment. And when I'm talking equipment, I don't just mean the machine, because the machine is the big one. I'm also talking about the other stuff, like the hoops, like your thread, like your stabilizers. You have to buy those things in bulk. Think about also the vendors, the people that you need to buy these items from. Are you getting the best price? Ask around, talk to different vendors. And also, just like, you remember too, you're depending on these vendors, because as you get orders, okay, like I know with me, as I get orders for kitchen towels and dinner napkins, I need to know that the vendors that I work with can supply me the products so I can embroider them, so I can ship them out. Okay. The last thing you want is for you not to be able to replenish your supplies, or, your blanks and all that kind of stuff. I like to buy my blanks overseas, and sometimes I do get them from Amazon as well. I usually buy them in big bulks, and that can be, more cost effective. However, the problem with doing that when you buy it in a bulk like that is the space. Because when you do a bulk buy, you're not buying a pack of 10 or a pack of 20. I usually buy them, and they're like, okay, well, do you want 100, 200? Do you want 500 or 1,000? And when you buy in that large quantity, it takes up a lot of space. So that is kind of like, ooh, So I usually buy in quantities of 500s. And usually what I'll do is I have them here in my basement. And then also I sell the blanks as well, because sometimes, I can have a period where things are a little slow, right? And I don't need as many blanks at that time. Like, for instance, the quilted blanks. I have a whole bunch of quilted blanks. I do sell embroidered quilted blanks, but a lot of times, sometimes people just don't buy them. So I have a whole bunch of blanks here. So what I'll do is I will just, to recoup the cost of me buying the blanks, okay, because I do get them at a lower price because I buy it large quantity, then I'll just put the blanks in my shop, just in case someone else needs to just buy a blank for for embroidery. So, just think about that. Think about the money, think about your supplies, how you're going to be getting them. Also think about your transactions, okay? Think about all your expenses. How are you going to track them? Okay. Uncle Sam's going to come. They're going to come, and he's going to ask for, his cut. So you want to make sure that you have a method to really track all the expenses on your business. Okay. So, make sure that you decide how you're going to do that. I use QuickBooks. QuickBooks has been around for a very long time. I like it because you really get to list everything, the transactions, how much you spend. I even put down how much I drive. If I have to drive to meet a customer or deliver a product, go to the post office, or if I have to go to a vendor to go pick up supplies or something like that, all that miles gets written down in QuickBooks, so that way I can write it off on my taxes. If I meet a customer for lunch because they want to order a bunch of dinner napkins for a wedding or something like that, and I have to go to their home or something like that, so we could look at designs and decide on the type of napkin and design that they want, that's all a business expense. Okay. So make sure that you have some kind of software. It doesn't have to be Quicken. You can pick, I'm sure there's others out there, but just make sure that you have something right from the beginning, right from when you start. Okay. I highly recommend you do that, because the last thing you want to do is to be running your business for a whole year. And then when tax time comes, you're a mess. And I'm going to tell you, it's a lot. It really is a lot. Now, that is the one part that I hate from owning a business, is the administrative portion. The portion of the administrative work. I mean, I hate it, okay? But You got to do it. I have to keep the receipts. I have to scan the receipts, take the pictures and everything. I have to track all the miles. I have to track how much all my purchases are for supplies and everything. I have to track how much sales, all my invoices, who paid, who didn't pay. And that's another thing too. I'm gonna tell you up front. Don't embroider anything if you ain't got no money up front. Don't do it. I did a video on that, okay, where some people get hustled and stuff like that. Don't let that happen to you. So make sure you have something where you can track everything, all your businesses, okay? And make sure that at least the first year that you run your business, go to an accountant because they will know the tax laws inside out. They will know what you can write off, what you shouldn't write off, and they could at least start you off so that every year when you're doing your taxes, you can write off your machines, write off your electricity, write off the space that you use to run your business and everything like that. So that's all important. And you want to make sure that you have everything correct. So, I strongly, strongly advise that especially the first year, okay, meet with a tax accountant to make sure everything is very well documented and stuff like that. Let me see. I wrote down stuff and I started, how I am. Okay, I started the first one. I wrote down all my stuff. So I'm going to go down. One, think about your vision, set your goals, long and short term. We covered that. The services that you want to offer, we covered that too. I told you to think about your customer base, okay? Research the market of what you want to offer and where everything stands. Think about your marketing strategy. How are you going to market your business? Okay, are you going to do it on social media? Think about doing it locally as well. Okay, we talked about that. Pricing, I mentioned pricing to you guys about the cost of materials, the cost of operating, time, equipment. How are you going to be profitable? Okay, because remember, nobody works for free. Okay, time to invest. That's something I didn't mention to you guys. Think about when you're thinking about a business, okay? That is one thing. There is a huge myth. People think that when you own your own business, that it's like a piece of cake. It's like, oh my God, you just work whenever you want to work and stuff like that. No, that's not true. I'm going to be honest with you. I honestly work harder at my own business than I do with my regular job. When you're working for someone else, you clock in and you clock out. Well, at least back in the day. That's kind of like not true now. Now that they have cell phones and everything like that, believe me, I get pulled in. But you worry more when you own a business, okay? Because this is yours. You own it. It's you. It's part of you, okay? So you're going to be thinking day, night. You're going to be sleeping, eating, everything. Even when I go out with my husband and we're out at dinner parties and stuff like that, even though I'm there and I'm having a great time, trust me, I'm thinking about what kind of designs do I have to come up with? Do I have orders that I have to fill? Do I need to relook at my listings and make sure that all my listings are okay? Maybe I should revamp my listings. Maybe I need better photos or stuff like that. You are constantly going to be thinking about your business. And there's a reason, because that's your baby. That is your baby, okay? One thing about owning a business is you become very, very proud of it because it's yours. You own it. It's all about you, right? So the thing is, you want it to be a success. So believe me, you're going to eat, sleep, and you know, you know what I mean. All about the business, okay? Because it's yours, all right? And a lot of times people have this perception that they think, oh, she owns her own business. So it's no, you work harder. Trust me, you work harder because it's all about you. And the thing is, that you're going to get out of it what you put into it. The other thing is people have this perception that, oh, I'm going to start a business and within a month, I'm going to make a whole lot of money. It doesn't happen that way. Trust me. If it did, everybody would be doing it and everybody would be jumping on it. There's a saying that success is very, very hard to obtain. And it is so, so true. And the reason why it's hard to attain is because you have to constantly work on it. You have to understand that there's going to be times when you're going to fail and things just aren't going to work out. But what's very, very important is you don't give up. You work harder, you keep at it, and you keep doing what you got to do to meet that goal. So a lot of times people think that, oh, I started an Etsy shop and it's been a month and I don't have a sale, and they start to get discouraged, and then right away they're like, this isn't for me, this isn't for me, what am I doing wrong, da, 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 whatever. Sometimes it could honestly be that you're not doing anything wrong. Sometimes it's just the time. It's just that maybe at this moment, right? People just aren't buying. Maybe people just aren't looking for that particular product at that time. It could be that maybe you're selling your items in the wrong platform. Maybe you shouldn't be selling it on Etsy. Maybe you should be selling it locally or something like that. Sometimes it could be that maybe you just got to, fix your listings too. There's a lot of reasons why you could be that you're not, selling right away. Things happen in time. Trust me, okay? I didn't my shop did not like Zoom from the very beginning either, okay? So, I mean, you have to take your time. You have to like just research, and you just have to be patient, and you have to be willing to go through those bumps. You're going to get the bumps. I'm telling you, you are. I mean, if trust me, and then you can't give up. I cannot stress that enough. And that a lot of times too, that's why some people are not successful, is because they just give up, and they give up too fast. All right. And don't be afraid to ask for help. A lot of times people, they want to start something, and they start their business, and then they think they got it. It doesn't work out, and then they just give up, instead of reaching out to other people and saying, hey, what is it that you're doing, or what advice do you have? Take business classes. Maybe you need to better market your store or something like that. So there's nothing wrong with going to your community college and signing up for a social media class or something like that, just so that you can learn how to better market yourself. I mean, there are so many things you can do. But what's really, really important is you cannot give up. Okay. You have to keep at it and stuff. So yeah, so okay, and then I talked to you guys about the budget and stuff. You got to make sure that how you're going to stage also your environment. Very, very important. I know we talked about the machine and everything like that, but think about the place of business as well. Are you going to run it from your home, or are you going to use a commercial site? Think about that, your environment, your room. Okay, are you going to be able to have a dedicated room in your house, or a space? The equipment, the furniture, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, all that. Think about all of that and stuff like that. The other thing too is you got to be flexible. Okay, now that is one thing that I honestly feel that you have to do when you're running an embroidery business. And I'm going to tell you why. I have seen certain times when people come out and they say, well, I want to have a business, but I'm just going to sell what I want to sell, and that's it. Okay, I'm just going to make these shirts, I'm going to make these napkins, and this is all I'm going to sell. And if people buy them, they buy them. If they don't, they don't. Okay. Now, I have a problem with that, and I'm going to tell you why. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I mean, it's your business, right? This is your baby. However, though, think this. You could be missing an opportunity, okay? There have been times when, like I said in the beginning, right? I like to do my kitchen towels, I like to do my dinner napkins. However, though, there are times when I have other business owners come to me and say, hey, Jeanette, I need business shirts. I have my logo, and I need some smocks or jackets with my company logo and stuff like that. So what I do is I take their logo, I get it digitized, and then after I digitize it, I go ahead, I price them. Of course, I'm going to tell them how much it is, and then I do that. I do custom work. You're going to be asked to do custom work. You have to be willing to do it. You have to, because that is what embroidery is all about. It's about customization. Now, Could you choose not to? Yeah, you can. But the problem that I have with doing that is that you could be missing out on an opportunity. And think about this as well. If somebody comes to you and say, "Hey, I want a custom order and stuff," and then you say, "Yeah," and you do the custom order, what's going to happen is, chances are, which is what happens to me, is the business owner probably has other friends that are business owners as well. "Oh my God, those shirts are nice. Where did you get it from?" Call Jeanette. That's what happens. So one customer turns into two customers, then four customers. You know what I mean? And then you grow. Okay. Now, is it a kitchen towel and a dinner napkin? No, it's not. But you know what? It's okay. It's fine. And this is the other thing that I think about as well. They're getting me out of my comfort zone. Okay. So what'll happen is I'm going to learn more about digitizing. I'm going to learn how to better embroider on shirts. And what I'm doing is I'm expanding my skill set. So when you're expanding your skill set, what happens is later on, as time goes on, you can expand on your products. You can do more than just kitchen towels and dinner napkins. I'll be like, "Okay, what, you need a jacket? Give me the jacket. I got it. You need that bag? Give it to me. I got it." So you can end up really building your skill set, and that's how you grow your business. Now, the thing with embroidery, I kind of, to me, is it's a business where not only do you produce products, but you're also providing customer service. Okay. And when I'm talking about providing the customer service, I'm kind of like hinting on the customization portion of embroidery. A lot of times customers are going to come to you because they know what they want. It's not, "Oh, you have this product and I want to buy it." They're going to come with a picture, a design, and they're going to want it on certain products, some that they have, or something that, that they want you to obtain for them, like a shirt or hoodie or jacket, stuff like that. So my whole thing is, you got to think about all that stuff, and you have to be flexible, because when you're flexible, what'll happen is that flexibility is going to open doors of opportunity for you. Okay. So, sometimes you can have a vision, right? And what'll happen is something will happen, and that, it's not that you lost a vision. It's just that your vision kind of exchanged a little bit. It grew. It just grew, or maybe it took a little turn, but that little turn ended up doing something, better for you. So it's just something to think about. It's just something that you have to think about when you're running a business, right? You can't just be like so stern, all right? Let me see what I have in here. Okay. Oh, and I already mentioned, building a business takes a lot of time. Okay, it takes time. It's not something that that happens overnight. It's not like those infomercial. I think I'm saying it wrong, but those commercials that they used to run late at night, where people will come out and say, "Oh, buy this program and you'll be a millionaire in a month," or something like that. No, it doesn't work like that. It's hard work. Okay, there's a lot of planning. Okay, you have to. You know how, like, when people go to the bank, they ask for a loan. What does the bank say? What's your business plan, right? So in your mind, you have to start thinking about your business plan. You have to start thinking about, okay, this is what I want to do. And then you have to think about the name of your business. You have to think about the products that you want to offer. How are you going to do this? What equipment are you going to use? What's going to be your customer base? How are you going to market it? How are you going to price it? Okay. Is it going to be profitable? And how much of this do you want to do? Do you want it to be just a small little side gig? Do you want it to be something big? Do you want to see this as a franchise, like turn it into a franchise or something like that? I mean, you could do it. Look at Liz. You go to the mall, right? You go to the mall, what do you see? You see a big store, right? And all it is a bunch of custom hats. And what do you see in the middle of the store with those custom hats? You see one embroidery machine, or some of them I've seen two. And what are they doing? They're just selling the hats off the rack that they embroidered. And if you don't like any of the hats that they have on that rack, you can tell them what size hat that they have, and they have a book, and they will embroider the hat for you. or they, or you can tell them this is what I want, and they get it digitized and they embroider. So you can go franchising too. You can create your own lids, if hats are your thing, or you can do a lids franchise, just doing something else in embroidery, doing shirts or jackets or something like that. You just, I mean, the possibilities are endless. So to me, it's just something that, you really have to think about. Now, the one thing that I do want to tell you is you just have to really work hard and you can't give up. That is like the most important. You give up, it's like, why, don't do it. Think about all the time you've invested. It's your dream. You just have to really hold it to your heart and just not give up and stuff. So let me see what time. Oh, 8:45. Okay, this is good timing. All right, I want to go down the chat and I want to see if there's questions and stuff like that that you guys have. Okay. I see Sassy and Salmon and Robin and Karen. Hey, Giovanna. Hey, Shannon. I see Iris on there too. Everybody's talking about the weather. It is cold out there. We didn't get any snow. Hey, Mary. And so I did not get any snow here. Hey, Debbie. How you doing? And I saw that comment earlier and stuff. Yep, girl, enjoy that SC1900. You're gonna love that machine. And so I still love mine. And the last video I did was on a 5x12 magnetic hoop on how to use that. And I wanted to show you guys what I got in the mail last week. Boom! This is a 14x14 mighty hoop, which this is the repositional hoop for the 10 needle. So the 10 needle usually is a 8x13, and this is a repositional hoop. So I can't wait to use this one. This is going to be fun, and I will make sure to videotape that one as I try it. It'll be the first time trying to do a repositional hoop on the big multi-needle. So I'm pretty excited about using that and stuff. Hey, Karen. Hey, Miss Max. Hey, Norma. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Kathy. I see Bev. Hey, Miss Allison. Hey, Christine. Hey, Cracky Puerto Rican. Hey, Christian and Shirley. Hey, Karen. Let's see. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Jacqueline Creations. How you doing? Trisha. I see Mary Beth. I see Miss Max. I want to launch my business, but I'm really lost. I've been embroidering for family and friends, but no one wanting to buy. Okay, and Miss Max, I understand exactly what you're talking about. When I first started to embroider, I was doing the same thing. It's you're embroidering, and you're practicing, and then what happens is you give them as gifts and stuff like that to folks. Okay, what it is you should not be I guess what I'm trying to say is not that you don't sell to family and friends, because I sell to family and friends all the time. The thing is, it comes to the point where you just got to stop. Okay, you just come on and say, okay, you give them to them on their birthday, and you give it to them on Christmas. That's it. If they want something else done, just say, hey, I would love to do it, but this is how much it's going to cost. Okay, I got a legit business now. So, one or two things is going to happen. They're either going to pay, or they're not going to want to pay, and they're not going to ask you to do it. Which, I'm going to be honest with you, me, Miss Max, the way I view that is, if you don't want to pay and you just want me to do it for free, then to me, that means you're kind of like taking advantage of me. So, and I've also looked at it as, what kind of friend are you, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know how close. I'm just one of those that it doesn't bother me to say no to people. It used to, but now I'm fine with it. I could just come out and say nope, because I kind of just look at it as, it's not, I kind of like demand the respect. That's really the way I handle it. It's like, okay, I just feel that it's really, to me, disrespectful. It's like, if I have a girlfriend that's a lawyer, and I need her legal assistance, I'm going to pay her because it's a skill. Okay, it's a skill. That's her job. That's her career. I respect that. I would not go and say, hey, I have this, can you represent me? No, that's not going to work that way. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like it's the same way, so I just don't, it's like, if you don't, no money, no item. That's just how I look at it. And so, hey, Lynette, how are you? Hey, Trisha. Um, Let me see. Are you spending a lot of money but getting nowhere? Let me see. Okay, but honestly, with me, also, it's time. It's hard when you work too. Yes, no, not breaking the bank, but enough to said. My favorite items are kitchen items too. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. My favorite items are the kitchen items too, and I only stitch other items if I want to make a gift for someone. I don't take orders for anything but kitchen items because that's what I enjoy doing. Yes, Miss Banks, that's what I like doing too, and I'm the same way. How much are the kitchen towels? And by the way, by the time you purchase them, and how are you really making them? I have a Lynette, if you look on the channel, I do have a video of me working on the kitchen towels. I buy my kitchen towels in bulk, and I usually price my kitchen towels. When I first started, I was like pricing them at about like um, $20. But I have upped my prices because I've already, I get a lot of orders for them, and they are pretty unique. So now I sell my kitchen towels for about like 24.99. That's usually how I price my kitchen towels right now. Let's see. Hey Denise, how are you? I'm trying to retire in about 2 years, and I'm trying to prep so that when I do retire, I'm sort of set. Lynette, that is exactly what I am doing now. Because I retire in 4. So what my goal is to do is right now is just learn everything that I possibly can learn, set up the shop, set up the business locally and also online. That way, when I'm retired, this is something that I can do full time because I truly, truly love it. Right now, I'm doing this on a part-time basis. But to be honest, it doesn't feel like a part-time basis because I am really like doing this a lot. Sometimes I even like at night, I have these machines running, working on new designs and stuff like that. And also, I do a lot of research on how to start businesses and all that kind of stuff. So it is a lot of work. It really is. But you know what? To me, it's satisfying, and I really do like it because it's like my thing. So but yeah, you'll be fine. Um, I am all set to have a full shop. Miss Max, go for it. Love doing kitchen towels. My granddaughter asked for several for her kitchen in her new apartment. Hey, Mary Kay. Kitchen towels are a lot of fun. And one of the things that I like about the kitchen towel is that it's not very as involved as certain items that other people make. Like for instance, I do sometimes do birthday shirts for kids, because I do have some local customers and they'll ask for shirts for their kids. The only thing that I really don't like about that is that you have to really the inventory. That's the thing that really not that it bothers me, but it can get kind of difficult because what ends up happening is you got to carry every size. And then if you're one that wants to offer different color shirts, your inventory is going to grow on that. So it just kind of like, to me, I'm not too big on having those big type of inventories. So what I would prefer to do is I like the kitchen towel because it's one kitchen towel. It's one, and I won't offer 2 colors, beige and white. That's the only thing. Are there different colors out there? Absolutely. But I only do the beige and I only do the white. And kitchen towels are only one size. So I have a whole bunch of different, of stacks of the kitchen towels. Now, the dinner napkins, I do offer them in more colors. However, and I do have them in bulk as well. But, they do sell, but they don't sell like big like the kitchen towels. However, though, I do get huge orders for the dinner napkins, and the orders that I usually get are people that have like private events that are coming up, anniversaries, weddings, birthdays and stuff like that. Sometimes they want personalized dinner napkins. So when I work those events, usually they reach out to me very well in advance, because I tell them you have to let me know in advance, because I want us to have plenty of time to look at the napkins. I want to make sure that they're happy with the quality of the napkin that I'm going to embroider. I want to make sure that they're happy with how the napkin is going to look, the stitch out and everything. Because sometimes they'll come to me with a certain design, and I have to work closely with a digitizer to make sure that we are, that the the digitized file is stitching out exactly how they're expecting it to be. And a lot of times when they give me those orders, we're not talking about a set of 12. We're talking about, 50 to 100 dinner napkins. And that can really take a while, because, well, it takes me about a week to do like about 100, because, I end up having all three. But at the same time, I have to think about, while I'm doing those 100 dinner napkins, I have other orders that come in too. So sometimes in the middle of me working on a big order like that, I would have to pull out one machine to work on another order, while the other two are working on the dinner napkins. So I like it, because I feel that, when you're doing kitchen towels, dinner napkins, it's like the inventory is better to control. That's just me. Hey Denise, how are you? Um, hey Angela. I recently retired and I started my Etsy shop. Very slow, but I am getting orders. The more samples you put out, the listings, the better. Best of luck to you. Yes, Angela, that is true. And and I'm gonna be honest, when you look at my shop, you'll see that I have about 100 items on there. As you When you first open your shop, sometimes you start with a little bit of listings, right? But then when you start to become more creative and you create more stuff, take a picture of it, put another listing out there. Before you know it, you're going to have so many options out there for customers to choose from. And then next thing you know, you'll be able to just, do it. Now, the one thing that while that I do caution you is, be very organized with your embroidery files. Now, I did a little short video on how to organize your embroidery files and stuff like that. When you have a lot of listings in your Etsy shop and somebody orders something, let's say that you created something and you had it out there for about a couple of months, like 4 months, right? And then all of a sudden somebody buys it. You want to be able to find that design quickly. So usually what I do is I have one folder, okay, of in my organized embroidery files, and in there I say Etsy orders, and in there is where I have all my templates that is related to all the listings that I have in my Etsy shop. That is the best way to do it, because that way, whenever I get an Etsy order, I know that if I need that file, I just go straight to that Etsy order file. Okay. And right there, I have all my embroidery files that are related to any of my Etsy listings. So that's just little tip that I do that seems to work with me. Work for me. You guys know my English. It's a mess and stuff. Let me see. I like to know your shop name. I like to see it, please. Oh, Angela. Oh, Angela and Stitches. Make children garments, baby blankets, and embroidery and birth cloths. What are the names of your in Etsy? Okay, hey Miss Max. Mine is Unique Design, the number 4 ULLC on Etsy. And usually I have always a link to my Etsy shop on the channel. So, hey Trisha, my desire is to build a business that add layers to my crocheted towels and beanies, as well as ball caps, incorporating HTV appliques and snap tabs and key fobs. There you go. To build a business that, yep, there you go. See, you guys have stuff. Hey Diamond, how are you? If someone sees you wearing a hat that they like and they ask you where you got it from, how do you that's how I sold enough kitchen towels to pay for my first embroidery machine. Started gifting towels to family. Family saw the towels of one of them and placed orders. Yep, Miss Banks is correct. And and I get a lot of orders through my mom. Let me tell you, because when she has someone that visits her and they say, "Oh, and she has her kitchen towels," and then they're saying, "Oh, that's a beautiful towel. Where'd you get that?" My mom has a stack of my business cards. She goes, "Here, this is where you buy it," and she gives she gives it to them, and I end up getting an order. So that, yes, Miss Banks is right, because when you sometimes you give a gift to somebody, they're gonna say, "Where did you get that?" Next thing you know, bang, you got yourself an order right there and stuff. Um, let's see. That's it. Yes, Deborah got it. It was Madam C.J. Walker. Yes, that is exactly who I was talking about. I don't know if you guys saw her movie. I saw her movie, and I believe it was it a hair cream that she was selling? I think it was something for the hair. I think it was something for the hair, but yes, it was C.J. Walker. She gave out samples because nobody wanted to buy it, but then everybody loved it, and then they started, and I think it was for her hair, for the hair. I think it was. But yes, thank you, Deborah. Deborah Hemming, she got it. Yes, C.J. Walker. That is exactly who I was thinking about and stuff. What is the cost of the towels? Where do you get them? Hey, Lynette, where I get my towels is I get them from Amazon, and I do have a link in my Amazon storefront. Okay, so that is where you can get them. And I do notice, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have been buying those towels for quite some time, but let me tell you, I've been buying those towels for about 3 years, and I've been noticing that those prices are creeping up. Okay, so I'm kind of like, what's going on with that? But those are really good towels, okay? But and they're still affordable, okay? They still are affordable and stuff. But I'm pretty cheap. So I know when I see that extra dollar in a certain price when I know I'm paying for something. But yeah, they've been creeping up their prices a little bit and stuff. I get my sewing labels from Etsy. Inexpensive. Oh, colorful hands. I'm gonna check out Angela. Well, thanks for saying that, because I'm gonna look at that, because I've been buying my labels from Amazon. But I would, if there is someone out there that is selling, I like to support other small businesses. So I would like to buy from there as well. So thank you for putting that out there. So I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna write that down. So I don't remember. Sorry, guys, because I do like to support other businesses and stuff like that. So, I'm gonna definitely look at their sewing labels and stuff. Okay, years ago when we did flour sack towels. The one, what do you use now? I use terry cloth kitchen towels. That's what I use. I don't use the flour sock uh flour sack towels, because they're very, very thin, and sometimes the design of the embroidery can cause a lot of puckering. So I find that the terry cloth kitchen towels are much more sturdier, and they hold the design a lot better. Okay. um Okay, Jeanette, beautiful gift. Yes, Miss Banks gave me those gifts. My favorites. Yeah, I purchased them from Walmart. I like the colors and the quality. Oh, I then you know what? I'm gonna have to take a trip to Walmart, because Amazon is upping their prices. I noticed that. Um, Messed it up. Oh, oh, Tracy, I'm sorry to hear about your multi-deal machine. That sucks. Yeah, and stuff. Whoop, I think it went up. Oh, Miss Max, thanks for the info and all the. Ah, thank you. I appreciate that. What camera do you use for pictures? I actually use my iPhone. I do. I use my iPhone. Now, for the pictures though, when you what I do is I put it in a photo box. Okay. I bought a photo box and I do have that listed on my Amazon storefront. There's a photo box that I use and it has LCD lights and it helps brighten the image in there. And then I have like a backdrop and I have all that in the Amazon storefront. Just use your iPhone. I'm telling you, iPhones now, these smartphones, the technology on the cameras on these phones are so great. There is, I don't find a reason to use or buy any other camera. Right? I'm not like a photography fanatic or whatever. I just need to make sure that I have a very good, solid picture of the product that I want to put on my Etsy store. So I usually use my iPhone. I put it in a photo box and I use my iPhone. If I see that the picture comes out a little dark or something like that, I just edit it and then I just make it brighter. That's what I do. Crafty Puerto Rican. So it's really easy. Sewing question. Does the SC19 allow for quilting stitch to input when doing the embroidery? Miss Parker, I really don't know. See, I'm not much of a quilter, okay? So, and I want to get into it. I really want to get into the quilting portion of it, but I really don't know the answer to that. I do know that with the SC1900, you can do like free motion quilting. There is a knob in the back of the machine, and I found that out by accident because I actually hit that knob and my feet dogs went in, and then I thought I broke the machine, and then it ended up finding out that I just switched the knob in the back. So and then it brought the feet back up. So yeah, Ms. Parker, I'm sorry. I don't really know the answer, and I don't want to tell you one thing and then I don't know and stuff. Oh yes, I love my SC 1900 making the sewing clip bags. You did, sis. I love it. My clips are all in a little zip bag and that I keep breaking. Oh, Shamika, I'm so glad that you were able to follow that video and stuff. Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, if you just got your SC 1900, I did a project on sewing and embroidery size, using the sewing and the embroidery functionality of the SC 1900. I plan on doing more. And the reason is because I really want people to learn the machine, take advantage of all the capabilities. It's a really neat machine. I know you see a lot of people with these big multi-unit machines and everything. Not everybody wants these machines. First of all, they're very expensive and they take a lot of space. Okay. And not everybody has all this extra space to have these machines. And not everybody really wants to do the multi needle thing. A lot of people like the single needle. So I really want to start doing a lot more. And when I did the poll, I saw that a lot of people out there wanted a lot more videos on the single needle machine. So I am going to be doing a lot more on that. Okay. And I started getting into sewing too. So you guys know this is my first shirt. I actually sewed this shirt myself. And I actually owe a big thank you to the Sew Crafty teacher, Elisha, I think her name is. She had a video out there, and she's the one who talked about Ellie and Mac. And I bought my first sewing pattern, and I did my shirt. Now, I ain't gonna lie, this is not the first try, okay? Because I did the first time I did the shirt, everything came out perfect. And then when it was time for me to sew the neck, it came out kind of funky and it looked like, it had like a twist. So I was kind of like, so I messed it up. So this was my second try. And then I watched a couple of videos and watched the neck. Now my neck is still not perfect because as you can see, I still have little right here, see little pegs right here. But I did this shirt with my mom. And when I was doing the neck, she saw how it was, and she's the one that gave me the idea and said, "Oh, just do little pigs on, little, I don't know how you call it, little pleats." And it's okay, nobody will know. And it came out okay. So I think I did pretty good on my first shirt, so I'm pretty excited, and I bought more fabric, and I'm gonna be doing more of these. So, I mean, this was a lot of fun, and so um, let me see what else we got. Hey, Aretha, how are you? Hey, Susan. Sometimes you have to put your foot down. Yes, you do. You have to put your foot down. Jeanette, congratulations on your second shop. Would you mind talking about it? Oh, okay. All right. Well, the second shop that I'm going to be doing is going to call Latina Stitches and Company. And the vision that I have for this particular shop is I want it to be a store where I kind of expand on what I have right now with unique designs for you. Unique Designs for You has a lot of my kitchen towels that, have the Hispanic sayings and all that kind of stuff. I want to transfer those products over to Latina Stitches and Company. And then the reason why I put Latina Stitches and Company is because I was thinking that when I was buying my blanks, right, to make sure that I got the best price for my blanks, I started buying them in very large quantities. And I was thinking that maybe what I can do is I can add a section in there where I can also sell embroidery blanks as well. So, where I'm actually going to host this site is something that I am still debating on. I don't believe this will be on Etsy. I think what I'm going to do is probably do a Shopify or some other type of venue to do Latina and Stitches and Company. I am thinking that 4 years from now, because one of the things that my husband is talking to me about, that me and him have been, going back and forward with the idea, is for us to look for commercial real estate and try to take the business outside the home and actually find a storefront. So if I do a storefront, I'm debating on, maybe, I don't know what name it's going to be. I was thinking of having the storefront called Latina Stitches and Company or Unique Designs for You. I don't know which one I'm going to pick. But we're still playing with that idea. Um, I like the idea of a storefront because I feel that if I become a storefront, I can do more embroidery for the community, right? For the folks that are local around where I live. However, though, when you have a storefront, you're kind of like really, really committed. And the thing is, even though I'm going to be retiring in 4 years, and this is something that I want to do, I'm getting old too, so I don't know how I'm going to feel being, in my 80s, running a storefront. Okay. So I don't know how much energy I'm going to have. And I kind of like running the business from home because I can kind of pick and choose the orders and kind of, pick and choose if I want to come in here and do sewing or not. When you have a storefront, it's very different. It's you have a total commitment to the outside world. I mean, it's like you have to actually get up, you got to get dressed, you actually got to open the door to that store. And customers sometimes come in by appointment, sometimes they don't. So it's a whole different type of level of commitment. So I really have to decide, and I haven't really decided yet. And I know I'll probably know in the future if that's something that I want to pursue, or if I'm going to say, okay, Jeanette, I think we're going to just try to keep this small and keep it at home. So I don't know. We're gonna see. I mean, we're just gonna see. Right now, I'm just playing with ideas and stuff like that. Um, I have kind of a vision. I have those moments, right? Like I have some moments where I'm kind of like, oh, I want a storefront and I want, I could just see this whole vision, right? But then there are days too that I look at it and then I go, you gotta sometimes be careful what you ask for, okay? Because it comes with a lot more work. And one of the things that's important to me is I want to be able to control my business. Okay. I want to, right now as it stands, this is not something that is like I'm gonna starve, right? Like it's like, oh, if I don't make a sale, I'm gonna starve and whatever, right? This is really just something that I do so that I can help with Cardito with college expenses. and and I love doing it. But I don't know where it's going to be right now. I know, like, right now I love what I do. I know that I love teaching on the YouTube. I actually do love that. The only thing with the YouTube that I find challenging is holding the camera and all that kind of stuff, because it's just me. I don't have it's not that I don't have the support system. I mean, my family's behind it, but the thing is, this is not their thing. This is my thing. So, it's not fair for me to tell my husband Fred or Cardito, hey, hold the camera for me. This isn't their thing. It's not fair, and I respect, their space. So to me, it's like I love what I do, and I love, like, teaching how I do what I do and stuff like that. It's just, I'm just a little challenged on the camera aspect of it, which is why I always say that my videos are really raw. Um, you know, I sometimes look at other YouTubers and I see that they're, like, really fancy, and they're introductory and how they position the camera and stuff like that. I really do sometimes wish that I was a little better at that. And I think maybe in time I will be. But, the way I kind of looked at it as, okay, I'm only one person, I can only do so much. So, and to me, I kind of like just focus on making sure that when I'm teaching someone how to do something, that I'm as detailed as possible and everything. Which I kind of like felt bad, like with the last video that I did, regarding the magnetic 5 by 12 hoop. I felt that was a little lengthy. I tried to shorten it as much as possible, but the thing is, the way my style of teaching, I like to explain everything, because I never like to assume that people know something. It's sometimes, if you're experienced and okay, that's great. But for the person that is just learning how to embroider and wants to learn how to embroider, and learn how to work the machine and everything, it's important to tell all the different details. And sometimes when I watch YouTube videos of certain people, I feel like they sometimes skip little steps, or they don't explain everything clearly. And I kind of I like doing that. I don't mind doing that. And now, at the same time, I kind of like helping people. I don't know. It's just, that's just how I am. I don't know. But anyway, but I'm gonna give you a mouthful right there. Sorry, Trisha. Let me see what else and stuff. Let's see. Where did you start to find a good source on bulk kitchen towels? Do you figure what is the best quality? Hey, Kelly. All right, now let me tell you, a lot of trial and error. Okay. Now, somebody before you asking that question mentioned tea towels, right? I remember when my girlfriend Kathy, she was getting into the Cricut machine, right? When I started with the towels, I went to Walmart first, then I went to Target and all that kind of stuff. And the problem that I have with going to Walmart and Target and stuff is that sometimes what you see on the shelf today does not necessarily mean it's going to be on the shelf next month or next year, right? The quality, sometimes they change the quality, sometimes they change the vendor and stuff. So it was a lot of trial and error. And one of the things that you're going to notice, Kelly, is that you're going to have to try different things. You're going to have to, it's like a personal preference. It's kind of like when you talk to those to folks that do shirts, right? Like they do sublimation on shirts and stuff like that. When you go to those Facebook groups, a lot of them people, they always ask each other, where do you go for your shirts? Some people say Jiffy shirts, or some people have different vendors that they go for their blanks. I just did, the same thing with my dinner towels. There were some dinner towels that I bought that I would feel them, and I'm like, okay, this is too thin. It's like you have to really look at the different types of products, and then once you find a particular product that you like, then what I recommend that you do is look at that product and see, is this something that you can continue to to invest in. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying is, like, for instance, my kitchen towels, there is a particular brand of kitchen towels that I use. Okay, I use them because I like the thickness, I like the way they embroider really well. Okay, Now, I right now can get them off of Amazon, but sometimes what you do is look at the label. You can reach out to the company and then you can do bulk buys. Okay. Sometimes they will sell to you directly. The only problem though with that is when you're buying directly from these distributors, they're not going to sell you 5 or 10 or 20. They're going to say, sure, we can do a bulk order. Okay, this is the price for 1,000. This is a price for 500. Okay, so that can be a little tricky, and that's where I have my inventory in the basement. Okay, because especially like with the heirloom blankets, if you look on Amazon, a heirloom blanket could run you about $30. And I was just like, I'm not paying that. That's way too much. Okay. So what I do is I buy them from bulk where I get them a lot cheaper. But the problem is I'm not buying one. Okay. I'm buying 500 of them. So so it's a lot. So you have to search around. You just have to really search around and see what, and talk to other embroiders too. Talk to other embroiders and find out what they're using, and what do they recommend and stuff like that. So, and don't be afraid to change your products either, because there have been times when I was using a tea towel, and I found that tea towels were okay if the embroidery design was not dense. Okay, if I had an embroidery design that was very, very dense, then you would have puckering in your tea towel, because tea towels are thin. So I would have to, really put extra stabilizer in there. And because tea towels are thin, and then you have this cutaway behind it, and it gets kind of bulky behind it, it just wasn't a good look. So to me, I was like, all right, that's when I said, all right, I'm switching over from the tea towels to the terry towels, which that to me works really, really good. So I hope I answered that question for you. Or a beanie to the customer that gets a freebie, hopes of repeat. Angela, I do that too. Yes, Angela says she often adds a headband or a beanie so that the customer gets a freebie and hopes of repeat business. I do that as well. I do that with my hats. Okay. As you guys know, I got into these scrunchies, okay, because I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna sell a whole bunch of scrunchies, right? Let me tell you, you can buy these all over the place, okay? I went to Hobby and Lobby today, was walking around with my girlfriend Jade, and I saw they were selling like, I think, a pack of 4 scrunchies for like $5. So I was like, oh, but I like making these. These are fun to make. Look, I made one for my shirt. So and what I do is when I sell a hat, right? I'll take a scrunchie and I'll throw it in with because I have those hats that have Latina on it. And then what I'll do is when I package up the hat, I'll put a scrunchie in there for the customer. So I do that as well. I don't do anything for the kitchen towels. I have to come up with something like that. But I just, and one thing that I do is if I have a customer that does like a big bulk buy, right? Like someone buys 100 dinner napkins from me, or a big event or something like that. I'll do a kitchen towel for them or something like that, and I'll do a freebie for that as well, because they did. It's a big expensive order that they put in and stuff. So a lot of times it just depends. Um, Let me see. Hey Eve, how are you? And so I hope you got your order done and stuff. I liked watching you today, making your little bags and stuff. We comprehend. We comprende. Oh my goodness, I see a lot of stuff in here. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, hello from California. All right. Let's see. That would be great. Standalone web store. I think it would be a standalone web store. I'm not sure. Adding Latina to your brick model place would put a niche and some people won't come in. I thought about that. I did. I that's the thing. I was yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So we'll just see. I have plenty of time to figure it out. I had a small cake shop and had to make 3K every month before I made $1. It was hard work. Yeah, Marley. I'm telling, and it's a lot of times people have a perception that when you own your own business, that you got like like, wow, they must be making a lot of money. No, there's a lot of expenses that come into owning a business. I'm telling you. I mean, Jesus, like last year, my husband was looking in QuickBooks and stuff, and he was like, wow, this is how much you made. And then when he saw my expenses, he was like, wow, that's how much you spent. So I was kind of like, yeah, yeah, we didn't make that much, but it's like my husband says, oh, at least you're making enough to sustain, and whatever money we make does pay for Carlito's dorm, so that's okay and stuff. And that's the other thing too. When you have a storefront, you got to pay rent. So that was something that it's kind of like, that's it's I don't know how I feel about that. If you're running it from home, you're not paying that rent. So I don't know. We'll see. And there, yep, like Mary King said, there is a lot of overhead costs with storefronts. Yep. Enjoy your videos and enjoy ability to share what you know. Oh, thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that. Anytime. Great information. I have all my supplies and I'm ready to start my business. Deidre, do it. You can do it. I'm telling, if anybody can stop you, it's you're stopping yourself. I'm telling you. And this is the only thing that I really tell people: have fun. Have fun with it. Okay. This is yours. It's your business. It's your thing. You're supposed to enjoy it. Have fun. Okay. And just do it. Just do it. And just know that you're gonna have your little bumps, and it's okay. All you have to do is talk to other people about the bumps. Hey, this happened. I don't, did this happen to you? What do you recommend? And so talk to other business owners and stuff. You would be surprised how many people have no problem sharing their experiences with you so that you can become successful too. I mean, there is enough for everybody. So I'm like, don't ever be afraid to like ask questions or ask for help or anything like that. Just do your thing and stuff. Understand before you show any profit. Yeah, you do. Hey, Susan. Um, I get a lot of, I don't know. I don't think the project is worth that. Well, the way and I tell them, they come and watch me in the process of an order and so that. To me, Susan, I'm gonna be honest. If somebody tells me that the project is not worth that, then I'll just say, okay, no problem. Here you go. It's just, I don't know what it is. I think it's my age. I think maybe that's it. Maybe it's like sometimes the older you get, the less tolerable you become. But I mean, honestly, um, the way that I do it is, I look at it, and like I said, it's about being fair to the customer, it's about being fair to me, and I just don't do the finagling. I just don't. It's just not in me. I just don't do it. They just don't want to. I'll just say, okay, then you don't want it, and it's fine. And if they want to go somewhere else, go. That's how I look at it. Because this is the other thing too that goes through my mind. If I know that price I gave was fair, right? And then they talked me down and then I accepted it. Then when I'm working on that product, the way I'm gonna feel, like I got gypped, like I got gypped or I got taken advantage of. It's like you start feeling some kind of way, right? I don't want to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Just like I don't want the customer to be taken advantage of either. I don't want them to feel that way. So I'll just, that's why I don't have a problem explaining the process. But if they still feel that it's too much, then I'll just say, okay, then that's fine. That just means that this isn't going to work because I'm just not going to allow somebody to make to make me feel bad. I'm like, oh no, I'm too old for that. I'm like, no, I just don't. Nah, it's just not my thing. You do a great job with you. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Well, I try. I do what I can. Um, let's see. Hey, Susan. Um, let's see. I paid the baking degree for culture. Yep. See, and that's yeah, and see, Marla brings up a good point when she's talking about her baking degree and stuff like that. Also think about the time and effort that you took to educate yourself to get this skill set. You know, it's worth something. Okay, it truly is. And that's why I say don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short for anybody. I mean, that's just how I feel. um let me see. I spent a year making scrunchies from my mass scraps. I have a bucket full of them and send off on my Etsy orders too. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and scrunchies are very easy to make. Everybody loves them. So the way I look at it is it's a nice little thank you. Maybe I should throw them in my kitchen towels and I think about it. Um, let's see what else we got here. Great idea. You can get them at the dollar store. Yep. Do you have an Etsy shop? Hey, fam. Yes, I do. I do, and I have it linked. If you don't pay your rent, they can keep your equipment as collateral too. I didn't know that. Oh, Mar, I didn't know that. That's interesting. But if I have it in my house, that's interesting. I did not know that. Yeah, see, there's a lot to think about. That's why, when you're thinking about owning your own business, you have to think about all this stuff. You really got to do your research. And another thing that's neat to do is talk to somebody that already owns that type of business that you're thinking about doing. Talk to them. Talk to them about how they started and what they had to do and all that kind of stuff. And you'd be surprised. A lot of people are very open and are willing to talk about that, and to share. So you'd be surprised. The people who put up a fuss about your price are not your customers. Yep. And I agree, Cheryl. And that's how I feel about it too. Hi, Jeanette. I would love to meet you when you visit Miami again. Hey, pretty eyes. Definitely. I would love that too. Definitely. And stuff. So we'll definitely have to set up a time we can meet. Um, I still think if I educate the climate would have a more realistic value of our skills. Yes, Susan. And that's how I feel about it too. Because this is how I look at it. Just like you don't want to feel like you got taken advantage of, I don't want the customer to feel like I'm taking advantage of them either. Which is why I don't have a problem taking the time to talk about the process with them so that they can have a thorough understanding of what it takes to get them that product. So I feel that that's important. And but the way I look at it too is after I take the time to let you know everything, if you still want to sell me short, then I'm like, this relationship just isn't going to work out because I don't like, especially when I know I'm going to give you good quality work. It's like, no, that's not gonna, it doesn't fly with me. I don't know. They won't pay your price, but they will complain about paying someone else what they didn't want to pay you. Oh yeah, always. Love the great information in your life. Hey Sandy, you are very welcome. And so, can you print the invoice from your Etsy shop and include it with the shipment? Yep, you can. Oh, you were talking to Alice. Yeah. Yep. And I do that all the time. I always put the shipping package. What do you call it? They can put a lock on your door and everything inside can be sold to pay your oh, okay. Lot of research that I have to learn about and stuff. Just get a she shed. Oh, Rose, I would love to get me a she shed. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the she sheds that are out there. Oh my God, that's like a dream. I would love that. Oh my God, that would be my storefront, my dream storefront, a she shed. I would love that. With a home base, you deduct the percentage. Yep. Yes, Mary King, you are correct. And that is the other thing too that my husband was talking about. One of the things that he loves, that this whole room that I took, which is the second largest room that we have in in the house. The whole, yes, the square footage. Yes, we have it, and we use this for the business, because this is really the business. This really is. The only thing I do in here is to do all the YouTube lives, to do, hey Zoe, how are you? All the YouTube lives. I do all my Etsy orders here. I do all my designs. um my customers, when they come visit me and stuff like that, they come up here. This is where I take the orders. This is where I do the products and everything like that. So this whole room is a tax write-off for us in when we do our taxes and stuff. But to drop electricity in there is more expensive than the shed. Yeah, I mean, but you gotta admit, Marla, those she sheds are nice. I know they're a little pricey, but they are nice. I mean, it's like, so I don't know, but I would like a she shed. But yeah. But guys, okay, the she shed Facebook. Oh, there's some beautiful ones. All right, I'm not gonna go there, because if I go to that website, then I'm gonna be like, I want one. So it's just got done with Impressions Expo. So Jeanette is on live. So hopping on. Oh, so you went to the Expression Expo. Oh my God, informative. Oh, I'm gonna have to definitely check into that. That is one thing that I want to do this year for sure. Is I do want to go to one of those conferences, because you learn so much from them. So I really do want to go and then meet different vendors and look at different stuff. And I also want to look at the different embroidery machines that they have out there, because I am thinking about getting one more machine. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna get though. I really don't. And I don't think I'm gonna get it anytime soon either. So I don't know. We'll see. Yes, I think they have one in Florida. Oh, that could be an excuse to go visit my mom. Oh, hey Trisha, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. And so that'll get a Melco. I don't know what I'm gonna get. Overflow. Really don't. I don't know. Um, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I have plenty of time. I have plenty of time. I know that there are some brands that I've been thinking about, but I really don't know what I am going to do, and stuff like that. So anyway, so you guys, I see you guys have no questions and stuff. If you guys do have questions, just let me know and stuff. And I can try to share. I think I shared with you guys about me. I have the Etsy shop. Etsy shop is doing pretty good. It's actually growing. It doubled in the sales. The first year that I had it, did pretty good. It was under 10,000. The second year I doubled my sales, which I was pretty proud. I was kind of like, oh, I did okay. And I have to tell you, it really is a good feeling when you create these things and somebody buys your work. It's like, wow. I'm like, oh wow, somebody liked my stuff. So it's a really good feeling. So I really like that. And I got really busy, especially the last couple of months of the year. For like 6 months straight, I had over $1,000 in sales. So that went really, really good, which was great because Cardito started, VCU in September, and I had to start paying for dorms. And I'm telling you, you guys have young kids, start saving that for college, because it's like, ooh, because I did the 529, but the 529 doesn't cover dorms. Covers the tuition, but when it comes to dorms and food and all that kind of stuff, that's a whole other bucket. So I'm doing that now. So, and I am determined. I tell my son I am determined to make sure that he graduates from college debt free. I do not want him with any college debt. No, 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 no. I don't want him to do that. So anyway, so that's the whole reason why I'm, pushing as much as I possibly can and stuff like that. So guys, I am gonna call it the night. Oh my God, I didn't know how much a happy Japan. It's cute little machine, sewing field 12 by 12, great for hoodies. I think Liliana does happy. Liliana does the happy machines and stuff. So, a great machines with yes, I more and I have been thinking about the happies too and stuff. Okay, well, guys, okay, I am going to go take the night because it is what it's going on 9:40. So embroidery happy hour kind of like turned into like embroidery happy hours and stuff. But you guys have been really, really great and stuff like that. And also, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And another thing too, if you guys have any topics or any questions or anything like that, need help and stuff like that, or topics that you want me to cover, or projects you even want me to try, just put them in the comments below. I have caught up on all my comments on the channel. And I told myself that every day I was going to look on, I'm getting into a routine, going to look in, and I want to respond to every single comment that I get. So if you guys have any idea of any type of videos that you're interested in, any topic that you want to learn about, and stuff like that, put the comment in there and I will make a note of it so that way I can start pumping out these videos for you and stuff like that. So right now I do have some ideas for some videos that I plan on making. I have the Jujuki, my Juki machine. I'm going to do a video on how to thread that. I'm going to embroider a pocket pillow and I'm going to show you guys how I do that, but that's going to be on a multi-needle machine. But I can also show you how to set it up on a single needle machine also, because like I said, I don't like to leave out folks that have single needle machines on videos and stuff like that. A while back, I purchased a riser. Still haven't done a video on that. And believe me, I have that on the list. My serger, I want to start showing people how to work on their sergers, how to change the needles, how to clean it, how to oil it, and stuff like that. So I want to do those on the serger as well. And I also did one on the Wi-Fi capability. A special thanks to Anita. Anita was the one that shared that information with me about having the embroidery file sent through Solaris into the to your multi-needle machine without even using a USB port. That was like really, really, really awesome. Okay, so that was really good, and it was something that nobody talked about. So I was like, I'll do the video then, so that way people could share it around, because I didn't have to put the file on a USB, and stick it in the machine. I was just able to send it straight from my computer to the machine. I thought that was awesome. So if you have a machine with Wi-Fi, you should be able to do that. So but like I said, if you guys have ideas, let me know, okay? And thank you for having me. It was great fun to network with you guys. Oh, you are very welcome. And I'm glad you were able to join us and stuff. So guys, like I said, I'm going to say goodnight for now. And thank you so much for joining me and stuff like that. And, I will see you guys next Friday, as always, at 8 o'clock. And topics or anything, just let me know. And I'll make sure to keep those videos out there pumping away. So thank you so much. Please be safe and have a great weekend, everybody. Talk to you guys later. Bye.